Hello, welcome to the online classes on flat. In this session, we will study how to design Turing machines and what are the various design methodologies for constructing Turing machines and how you will define mathematically Turing machines. So we have seen that languages such as a to the power of n, b to the power of n, c to the power of n, and ww is not accepted by the push down automata. Therefore, we need to design new machine model, that is a Turing machine, so that such types of languages can be accepted. So we will design Turing machines for a to the power of n, b to the power of n, c to the power of n, and ww. So you already seen context-free languages are accepted by the push-down automatas, that is a to the power of n, b to the power of n, palindrome, wwr are accepted by push-down automata. Regular languages are accepted by DFAs, A star, A star, B star. So what is this Turing machine? So there are various variations in Turing machines. First, we will study standard Turing machine. In standard Turing machines, we have unlimited storage in the form of tape. It has infinite tape with no boundaries. And each tape is divided into infinite cells, each of which is capable of holding one symbol. So tape is divided into infinite cell. In each cell, we are holding one alphabet symbol. With each tape, we have a read-write head that will travel left or right on the tape, that can read or write a single symbol on each move. So we have a read-write head that can travel right or left on the tape, that can read and write a single alphabet symbol on each move. And we also have deterministic control function, control unit, that causes the machine to change state and possibly override the tape contents. So input string is surrounded by blanks. So the input alphabet is considered as a proper subset of tape alphabet. So the diagram of a standard machine that we have just described is shown as follows. So this is the diagram of a standard Turing machine, in which a tape acts as the input, output, and storage medium. So we have infinite tape with no boundaries, which will act as the input, output, and the storage medium. Just like we have used the stack as a temporary storage in push-down automata, here we are using tape as the input, output, as well as the storage medium. And we have the control unit that will contains many states, start state and final states and intermediate state. So it is a deterministic machine from one state to how state will change from one state to the another state. So mathematically, we define Turing machine as the 7 tuples t is equal to q, comma, sigma, comma, tau, comma, delta, comma, q0, comma, blank symbol, square, and f. F is the set of finite state. Q is the finite set of states, as we already defined in the case of DFA and PDA. Sigma is the finite set of input alphabets. Sigma is a subset of tau minus blank. Blank is denoted by small square. Tau is the finite set of symbols called the tape alphabet. Delta is the transition function Q cross tau to Q cross tau cross L and R. L is the left move and R is the right move. And Q0 belongs to Q is the starting state. And the small square belongs to tau, that is the special symbol called the blank symbol. F is the subset of Q is the set of final state. So this is the mathematical definition of Turing machine. Only difference is in the definition of transition function. And here one more element that we are using is tape alphabet. So actually input alphabet is the subset of tape alphabet that does not contains the blank symbol. Tape alphabet contains the blank symbol. So if you look at the transition function carefully, delta is from Q cross tau to Q cross tau cross L comma R, where Q is the current state and tau is the current tape symbol being read, and from that we'll get a new state and a new tape symbol which replaces the old one, and a move symbol that is left or right. So that is the arguments of delta are the current state of the control unit, the current tape symbol being read. The result is the new state of the control unit and new tape symbol which replaces the old one, and a move symbol left or right. So this is the tape with the infinite length with no boundaries and read write head pointing to tape. At each time, it will do the three things, that is read a symbol from the tape, write a symbol onto the tape, and moves left or right. Suppose we have the input string A, B, A, C, and this is the blank symbol. So at the start, at the leftmost position of the input string, head will read write head will always start at the leftmost position of the input string. Input string is never empty. So this is the transition function that we defined earlier. For example, the right move is defined as follows, and we have delta Q0A. Q0 is the current state and A is the current tape symbol. So we will get the new state Q1 and new tape symbol B. A is replaced by B and moves right. This is the move right notation R. So initially we are starting state is pointing to A. So it will replace A by B and moves right and changes the state to Q1. So this figures A and B shows the situation before and after the right move. Similarly, you can represent the left move. So the figure below shows the situation before and after left move. So delta Q0A is equal to Q1. So we have defined transition like this. Delta Q0A is equal to Q1 B left. So starting state is Q0. It is reading a current tape symbol, and it will go into the new state Q1 and replaces A by B and moves left. So this is shown in this diagram. So we have this input string BAC. Q0 is reading A, and it replaces A by B and moves left. So changes the state to Q1. So this is the situation A before and B after the left move. So we can represent using the transition graph the left and right move. So this is our left move. So delta Q0A is equal to Q1 B left. So this is represented using transition graph, and it will changes the state to So actually it is Q0 and it is Q1. So this is typing error. So this is Q0 and this is Q1. Similarly, we have the state, we have the transition function delta Q0A is equal to Q1 BR. So this is represented using the transition graph. So actually it is Q0 and this is Q1. So this is typing error. So Q1, this is the edge is labeled by 3 symbols A, B, R. A is the input symbol red and B is the new symbol is written on the tape and R is the right move. So here again in the left move, we have this is the read. Currently read write head reading the symbol A and it is writing A by B and moves left. So this is actually Q0 and this is actually Q1. This is the typing mistake. And similarly, this is Q0 and Q1. So Turing machines are deterministic because there should not be two transitions for same input. So in this both the cases, we are reading A and here reading B and replacing A by B moves right. Here again reading B, replace B by D, move left. So this is non-deterministic moves. Here we are reading A and replacing it by B and move right. Here we are reading A, replacing it by D, moves left. This is a non-deterministic move because input is same. We cannot determine which edge has to be followed, either Q1 to Q2 or Q1 to Q3. This is not allowed in a Turing machine, and there is no lambda transition is allowed in the Turing machines. So later we will study non-deterministic Turing machines, but this standard in standard Turing machines are deterministic. So this is an example for when a machine will halt. The machine halts if there is no possible transitions to follow. For example, this is the input tape, input string A, B, A, C. Q1 is pointing to C, but we have not defined the transition for input symbol C. Therefore, machine will halt at this stage, at this stage, because we have not defined the transition for the input symbol C. So we have defined the transition for the input symbol A and B, but not for C. Therefore, machine will halt at this stage. So this is allowed from Q1 to Q2. So there is no transition from final state to the other state. This is not allowed. So final states have no outgoing transition. So in final state, machine halts. So acceptance of input, if machine halts in the final state, a string will be accepted. If on the other hand, if a machine halts in non-final state, or if machine enters an infinite loop, string will be rejected. So these are the some of the important features of standard Turing machine. Standard Turing machines are deterministic and has infinite tape in both direction. Tape is input and output file. So how you define the instantaneous description of the Turing machine? So let M is the Turing machine, Q sigma tau delta Q0 blank symbol F, then any string A1 etc. AK minus 1 Q1 AK plus 1 etc. AN with the A belongs to tau and Q1 belongs to Q. is an instantaneous description of M. A move A1 etc. AK minus 1 Q1 AK plus 1 etc. AN is possible. This move gives A1 etc. AK minus 1 B Q2 AK plus 1 etc. AN is possible. This move is possible if and only if we have this transition delta Q1 AK is equal to Q2 B R. So in this, we are in the state Q1, reading A. It will replace AK by B, AK by B, and moves right and changes the state to Q2. Similarly, A move A1 etc. AK minus 1. In fact, this is the right move. This move that we have just defined, this is the right move. Similarly, we define the left move, A move A1 etc. AK minus 1 Q1 AK plus 1 etc. AN gives A1 etc. Q2 AK minus 1 B AK plus 1 etc. AN is possible if and only if we have the transition function delta Q1 AK is equal to Q2 BL. So that is Q1 is pointing to A, reading A, AK. It replaces AK by B. AK by B moves left. AK by B and moves left. So this is the left move and this is the right move. So Turing machines as language acceptors. So let M is a Turing machine, then the language accepted by M is given by L of M is equal to set of horse string belongs to sigma plus. Remember, Turing machine will not accept a empty string. So input string is not empty. Therefore, it will accept all the strings belongs to sigma plus. So Q0W from 0 or more steps, it will enter into the final state QF, where QF is the final state and X1 and X2 are the tape strings belong to toe stars. Tape symbols belong to toe stars. X1 and X2 are tape symbols belong to toe star. So this means that Turing machine will start in the initial state Q0 with the read write head positioned on the left symbol of the W. If after a sequence of moves, Turing machine will enter into the final state and halt, then the string W is considered to be accepted. If W is not in L of M, then one of the two things can happen. Turing machine can halt in non-final state, or it can enter an infinite loop, never halt. So Turing machine can do one of the following things: halt and accept the string by entering into the final state, halt and reject the string by entering into the non-final state. Turing machine will never halt, enter into an infinite loop. So consider a few simple examples. Consider this Turing machine defined by Q containing two states Q0, Q1, sigma that's equal to A comma B, tau is equal to A comma B, it contains blank symbol, and F is equal to Q1, that is the final state. And transition function delta is defined by delta Q0A is equal to Q0A right, delta Q0B is equal to Q0B right. So here and delta Q0 blank is equal to Q1 blank left. So this transition function means that we are in the state Q0 reading A and replaces A by A moves right. Similarly, in the state Q0 we are reading A B replacing B by B and moves right. We are in the same state. And another transition function that is defined by we are in the state Q0 reading blank, replace blank by blank and changes the state to Q1 moves left. So this is the transition graph represented. This is the three symbols. Each edge is labeled by three symbols. That is the input symbol, and the new symbol, and the move and the move, that is right or left. Input symbol, new symbol, and right. This means that reading A, replacing A by A moves right. Similarly, we have another transition represented by three symbols, DBR, BBR. So we are in the same state. Turing machine will read B, replaces B by B and moves right. So finally, it will change the state to Q1 by replacing blank by blank and moves left. So you can easily see that this machine will accept the string A plus B plus set of all strings in the alphabets A comma B, not including the empty string. So you can trace this result for the string AB. That is, we can define instantaneous description for accepting the string AB is given as follows. Q0 is pointing to A, our tape containing two symbols A and A. So Q0 is pointing to A, it will read A and replaces A by A, moves right. Similarly, it will, so this should be actually, this is B, okay. Typing mistake. This is AB. Similarly, Turing machine will read B and replaces B by B, moves right. So once it encounter blank symbol, so that will indicate the end of the string. So it will replace this blank by blank, moves left, and entering into the final state Q1. So this is the sequence of moves for accepting the string AB. Similarly, you can try the other strings in this language. BA, BA, all the strings you can try. So it will be accepted by entering into the final string. You can try all the strings in this language. So what is the language accepted by the Turing machine? Whose transition graph is given below. So this is very easy to write. Just like if you remember how to write regular expression for DFA. In DFA, you have only one symbol for the edge between the state. Here we have three symbols for edge between the state. The first symbol is the input, and this is the read symbol, and second symbol is the write symbol, and R is the move, right or left. So Turing machine will read A, replaces A by A, move right, and changes the state to Q1. And in Q1, it will replaces B by B and moves right. So when it come to the end, it will replaces blank by blank and moves right and entering into the final state. So this will be represented by A, B star. Similarly, we have another transition. In Q0, it will read B and replaces B by B and moves right. And it will keep on changes the state to Q2. In Q2, it replaces B by B and remain in the state Q2. And when it will read A, moves to the state Q3, replaces A by A, moves right. So this is represented by B star A. So this is the language accepted by this Turing machine, AB star plus BB star A. So this is a regular language. You don't need a Turing machine to accept the regular language. We can design DFA to design regular language. Just to demonstrate how Turing machine will accept regular languages. Because main purpose of designing Turing machine is to accept the non-context free languages. So consider this example. So this example is explains the infinite loop in the Turing machine. So we have two states, Q0 and Q1. In Q0, Turing machine will read A and replaces A by A, moves right. And similarly, it will read B, B by B moves right. And it will read blank, replace blank by blank and moves right. In Q1, we have another three transitions. Read A replaces right A by A and moves left. Similarly, we have another transition, read B and replaces B by B, write B and moves left. And read B, read blank, replaces blank by blank, moves left. So in this, you will get infinite loop. Turing machine will not halt and go into the infinite loop. How to trace the typical case? Suppose we have tape containing initially the symbol alphabets AB with the read-write head pointing to A. The machine read A but does not change it and moves right. It will read A, replaces A by A, moves right. And the read-write head now pointing to B. In Q1, it will read B and replaces B by B and moves left. Therefore, it does not change the input symbol. So read write head is moving alternatively right then left, but never halts. So it will go into the infinite loop. So design a Turing machine that will accept the language L is equal to L 00 star. This is very simple. If you know the how to design DFA to accept the language 00 star, you can easily design Turing machine for that particular language. In the Turing machine, each edge is labeled by three elements: read, write, and move. So in the start state Q0, we are reading 0 but does not change the state, but does not change it and move right and remains in the state Q0. Once you reach the end of the string, and to accept the string, read blank but does not change it and move left and change the state to final state Q1. So you can trace this using for the input string 000. So in this transition graph, you have Q0 is the starting state and Q1 is the final state. So in Q0, it will read A and write 0 and read 0 and write 0 and moves right. So once you come to the end of the string, it will replace blank by blank and moves left. Then it will enter into the final state Q1. For the input string 0000, so Q0 is pointing to the first 0 and replaces 0 by 0 and moves right. So it will keep on moving right till it will encounter the blank symbol. So once it will read blank symbol, replace blank by blank and moves left. So it will enter into the final state. The string will be accepted. So construct the Turing machine that will accept the following language on the alphabet A, B. So L is equal to W, W is E1. So the transition graph of the Turing machine is given by. So this is just if you remember how to design DFA for this language, you can easily design Turing machine for this particular language. So here we have 5 transitions. That is in Q0 we have reading A, replacing A by A moves right. Similarly, again string can start with A or B because all the strings in this particular language, in this particular alphabet, can start with A or start with B, but the length of the string should be even. So we have 2 transitions in Q0. Read A, replace write A and move right, and read A B, write B and move right, and go into the state Q1. Similarly, in Q1, we have two transitions, AAR, BBR, AAR and BBR. So once you get even length, it will finally go into the acceptance state. Q0 to Q2 replaces blank by blank and moves left. Q2 is the final state. Q0 is the starting state. So in this example, this is a very simple example. You should know how to define transition. Because here we have two transitions, A, R. This is needed to when a string starts with A, and BBR. This is needed when a string starts with B. And there will be a sequence of A's and B's after the start of A or B. So this is represented in Q1, A, R, and BBR. So once you have the even length, you can go into the acceptance state of Q2. So let us trace this. Consider the string AB, AB. This is the even length. This will be accepted. Q0, AB, AB. So it will replace A by A, moves right. And keep on doing this. Finally, it will Q0 is reading blank and replace blank by blank and moves left. So it will enter into the acceptance state Q2. So odd length string will not be accepted because it will remain in the string of odd length will remain in the state Q1, and Q1 is not a final state. So this is very simple logic. If you know how to design DFA, you can easily design Turing machine. But in a Turing machine, each edge is labeled by three elements: read, write, and move. So design a Turing machine that accepts the language a to the power of n, b to the power of n. N is greater than or equal to 1. Here alphabet is AB. So in this language, we have equal number of A's and B's, and string will always start with A. And we have to match each A with the corresponding B. So starting at the leftmost A, we check if it is off by replacing it by some symbol X. And then let the read write head travel to the right to find the leftmost B. So we have to match each A with the corresponding B. Therefore, after reading A and replacing it by X and moving right to find the leftmost B, which in turn is checked off by replacing it by another symbol, say Y. So after that, we go left again to find the leftmost A and replace it with an X. Then move to the leftmost B and replace it by Y, and so on. So at each step, we are matching single A with the single B. And traveling back and forth this way, we can match each A with the corresponding B. Each A with the corresponding B. So the transition graph for this Turing machine is given as follows. So we need to have 5 states. In Q0, we are reading A and replacing it by X and moving right. In Q1, we are keep on reading A and replacing A by A moves right. So we have to match this A with the first A with the first B, and to recognize that we are replacing first A by X and first B by Y. So this is the first iteration is completed. In the second iteration, again we are coming back, moving left. Here we are replacing B by Y, moving left, and in Q2 we are replacing A by A, moves left. So once we read X, replace X by X, move right. Replace X by X, move right. Then again in Q0, replace A by X. This is the second iteration. A by X moves right. So in Q1, replace Y by Y moves right, and replace second B, and replace second B by Y moves left, and keep on move left. Q2 X. So once we have Q2 pointing to X, replace X by X, move right. Similarly, replace Y by Y moves right, entering into the state Q2, Q3. Similarly, replace Y by Y and read blank, enter into the state Q3, and read blank by blank, moves left. Replace blank by blank and moves left. So this is actually XXY Q4Y. So this is a small printing mistake here. Replace Q in the Q3, replace blank by blank and moves left. This is actually XXY Q4Y. So I hope you understood the logic. Here logic is very simple. We have to do each A with the corresponding, we have to do the matching of each A with the corresponding B. Suppose our input string is AAB. We are matching this first A with the first B and replacing A by X and replacing first B by Y. Similarly, in the second iteration, we are replacing the second A by X and second B by Y. So in this way, we are doing the matching, and finally the string is accepted once we get the match, and we will reach the final acceptance state Q4. So you try these simple examples, construct a Turing machine for the languages on A, B. L is equal to L of A, B star B. L is equal to W. Length of W is a multiple of 3. L is equal to W. N of A, W. Number of A's in W is equal to number of B's in W. So next, design Turing machines that will accept the balanced parentheses. So these are the examples of balanced parentheses. So design Turing machine with no more than 2 states that accept the language L is equal to L of A plus B star. Design a Turing machine that accepts the language L is equal to A to the power of N, B to the power of N, C to the power of N is greater than or equal to 1. So next we will study some examples on how Turing machine will compute the function. Turing machine as transducers. Turing machines as transducers. A Turing machine F with domain D is said to be Turing computable or just computable if there exists some Turing machine M such that Q0W by 0 or more steps we will reach the final state QF, F of W, where QF belongs to final state for all W belongs to the domain D. So this is the initial configuration. Q0 reads the string, and this is the final configuration. It will compute the function. So initially in the tape we have W. So Q0 is pointing to W. Finally, we are reaching the final state Q that will pointing to the computed function f of W for all W belongs to D. So we will perform unary computation using a Turing machine. So to represent phi in decimal, this is the decimal representation of phi, and equivalent binary representation of phi, and this is the unary representation. In unary representation, we are using only one digit, that is number 1. So we prefer unary representation, and it's easier to manipulate with the Turing machines. So in Turing machines, we are always using unary numbers to do the computation. So consider the function f of xy is equal to x plus y is computable. X and y are unary integers. The Turing machine, we have the input uh, is x and y, that is separated by the delimiter 0, and output string is xy. So we'll get the output xy0. Input is x0y. 0 is the delimiter, that is it will separate two inputs, and output xy, it will shift the 0 to the right. So consider this example. We have x is equal to 1, 1. In decimal it is 2. Y is equal to 1. In decimal it is 2. So unary computation, x plus y will get 1, 1, 1, 1. In decimal it is 4. So how this Turing machine will perform this computation? Initially in this we have input is x and Q0 is pointing to this leftmost symbol of the input. And 0 is the separator between x and y that separate the two numbers, and this is the y, 1, 1. And final result should be 1, 1, 1, 1. 0 is shifted to the right, and QF is pointing to the leftmost element of the output. So how to design Turing machine for this particular function f of x comma y is equal to x plus y, where x and y are positive integers represented in unary form. So given two positive unary integers x and y, design a Turing machine that computes the function f of x comma y is equal to x plus y. So you can refer the logic in the previous example, previous slide. That is, you have to compute this function x plus y. Consider this example. So initially we are in the state Q0. Replace Turing machine will replace 1 by 1 and moves right. Turing machine will replace 1 by 1 and moves right and remains in this state Q0. So when it will read 0, it will replace it by 1 and moves right. So when it will read 0, it will replace this 0 by 1 and moves right. So it will keep on moving right, replace 1 by 1, move right. When it encounter blank symbol, it will replace blank by blank and moves left. So once it reads blank, it will replace blank by blank and moves left. And it will replace the extra 1 by 0 and moves left. So it will replace this extra 1 by 0 and moves left. So it will keep on moving left, replace 1 by 1, moves left. And once it will read blank, it will read blank, blank and moves right. So finally it will, the final state will pointing to the first symbol of the final result. So that is, it will enter into the final state Q4. So that is the final state. So logic is very simple. If you refer the previous example. So in this example, if you consider x equal to 1, 1 and y equal to 1, 1, Turing machine will read 1 and replace 1 by 1 moves right. So when it will read 0, it will replace 0 by 1 and moves right. When it will read blank, it will replace blank by blank and moves left. And the extra one it will replace, it will read 0 and replace that by 0 and moves left. Keep on moving left. So once it will read blank, it will replace blank by blank and moves right. So this is the instantaneous description for adding x is equal to 1, 1, 1 and y equal to 1, 1, 1. So if you consider this string, so x and y is separated by delimiter 0. So you can trace the result for this particular input. So it will read 1 and replace 1 by 1 and moves right. So it will keep on doing that. When it will read 0, it will replace 0 by 0 and moves right. So once it read blank, it will replace blank by blank and moves left. And it will replace the extra one by 0 and moves left. Keep on moving left. And once it will read blank, replace blank by blank and moves right. So this is the final result, that is x plus y, that is equal to 5. In decimal, this is the unit representation. So given a positive unary integer x, design a Turing machine that computes the function f of x is equal to x. So more precisely, the machine will copy the strings of 1. So we have input string is 1, and after computation we'll get the copy of input string xx. For example, if input string is 1, 1, output should be 1, 1, 1, 1, that it will get the copies of this one. So you can easily design a Turing machine for this function f of x is equal to 2x. So consider this example. We have x is equal to 1, 1. Q0 is pointing to 1. For each symbol of x, you will get a copy of that. That we have to replace this blank by 1 and this blank by 1. So you will get the copy of this one. So final result should be 2x, that is 1, 1, 1, 1. And Q3 is the final state that will pointing to the first symbol of the final result. So logic is simple. Here we are reading in Q0, we are reading 1, replacing 1 by x and moves right. So we are keeping all ones by x and move right. Once we read blank, we are replacing blank by blank and moves left. Moves left. And once we read x, replace x by 1 and moves right. That is, we have to get the copy of this 1 and replace x by 1, move right. Keep on moving right, replace 1 by 1, move right. And convert this blank into 1. Because for this particular x, we are creating one copy of that. This blank by 1 and moves left. Similarly, move left, replace 1 by 1, moves left. Once we see x, again replace x by 1 by move right. Keep on moving right, replace 1 by 1, move right. So this for this particular one, we are making the copy of by replacing this blank by 1. This blank by 1. So in this logic is for each symbol we are creating a copy by replacing this blank by 1. For this one we are creating a copy. replacing blank by 1 and moving left. And for this particular one, we are creating a copy by replacing this blank by 1. So once we finishing, once we finish in doing this, we will enter into the final state Q3, replace blank by blank and moves right. So we are entering into the final state. So logic is very simple. For each element, we have to create a copy by replacing this blank symbol by 1. So that is what we are doing this here in this transition graph. So to trace this, consider the input string XX. Output should be 1, 1, 1, 1. So Q0 is pointing to 1 and it will replace 1 by X and moving right, and replace this 1 by X moves right. Once it will say blank, it will replace blank by blank and moves left. And it will Q1, it will replace X by 1 and moves right. And replace blank by 1 moves left. And replace 1 by 1 moves left. And replace X by 1 moves right. And read 1 and replace 1 by 1 move right. So keep on doing that. Once it will read blank, replace blank by 1 moves left. Keep on moving your leftmost symbol. Finally it will read blank, or replace blank by blank moves right. So it will the final state Q3 is finally pointing to the leftmost symbol of the output. So I hope you have understood these examples. If you have any doubt, you can send me mail. Thank you very much.